Did you know in the books that Samwise actually puts the ring on? I cannot tell you the shock that I felt when I read that Samwise Gamgee, after he thinks that Frodo is dead, takes the ring off of Frodo's neck and puts it on his finger. That's right, Samwise. He not only bears the ring, he wears the ring. And it's one of the more interesting moments in the book, and it raises so many questions I have for what the ring actually does. But before I start talking about it, just know that I am reading this text for the first time in my entire life, and I'm writing and making a ton of video essays about just my first time read through and on my thoughts. So don't give me any spoilers, as I'm sure some of the things that I raise in this video will be answered, I'm sure, in the coming pages. But this video is essentially me asking to help me figure out what the ring does, because I feel like I'm lost. And I just want to ask a few questions. But also make sure you subscribe to the channel for my first time read through. But the first thing I want to do is I just want to read the section of the book where he puts it on, because that was absolutely shocking to me. Well, what I want to do is actually take a snippet from my live read and implant it in this video, because I feel like it's kind of fun to see my first time reaction to this, because my jaw did literally drop. Only a few steps, and now only a few more, and he would be going down and would never see that high place again. And then suddenly he heard cries and voices. He stood still as stone. Orc voices. They were behind him and before him. A noise of tramping feet and harsh sounds. Orcs were coming up to the cleft from the far side. From some entry to the tower, perhaps. Tramping feet and shouts behind. He wheeled around and saw small red lights, torches, winking away below there as they issued from the tunnel. At last, the hunt was up. The red eye of the tower had not been blind. He was caught. Now the flicker of approaching torches and the clink of steel ahead was very near. In a minute they would reach the top and beyond him. He had taken too long in making up his mind, and now it was no good. How could he escape or save himself or save the ring? The ring. He was not aware of any thought or decision. He simply found himself drawing out the chain and taking the ring in his hand. The head of the orc company appeared in the cleft right before him. Then he put it on. Hold the phone. Excuse me? Am I reading something wrong? Sam puts the ring of power on his finger. This whole moment is so crazy to me, as you can see in the video. This is what Tolkien writes right after describing what the ring is doing in Sam's own experience. The world changed, and a single moment of time was filled with an hour of thought. At once, he was aware that hearing was sharpened, while sight was dimmed, but otherwise than in Shelob's lair. All things about him were not dark, but vague, while he himself was there in a gray, hazy world, alone, like a small black solid rock, and the ring weighing down his left hand was like an orb of hot gold. He did not feel invisible at all, but horribly and uniquely visible, and he knew that somewhere an eye was searching for him. He heard the crack of stone, and the murmur of water far off in the Morgul Vale, and down away, under the rock, the bubbling misery of Shelob, groping, lost in some blind passage, and voices in the dungeons of the tower, and the cries of the orcs as they came out of the tunnel, and deafening, roaring in his ears, the crash of the feet and the rending clamor of orcs before him. He shrank against the cliff, but they marched up like a phantom company, gray, distorted figures in the mist, only dreams of fear with pale flames in their hands. And they passed him by. He cowered, trying to creep away into some cranny and hide. He listened. The orcs from the tunnel and the others marching down had sighted one another, and both parties were now hurrying and shouting. He heard them both clearly, and he understood what they said. Perhaps the ring gave understanding of tongues, or simply understanding, especially of the servants of Sauron, its maker, so that if he gave heed, he understood and translated the thoughts to himself. Certainly the ring had grown greatly in power as it approached the places of its forging. But one thing it did not confer, and that was courage. At present, Sam still thought only of hiding, of lying low till all was quiet again. And he listened anxiously. He could not tell how near the voices were. The words seemed almost in his ears. So Sam is hearing, he has his hearing enhanced in this moment. And this is where all my questions come in. He has his hearing enhanced, but his sight is diminished. I thought when you put on the ring, it attracts the ring wraiths so that wherever you are, the ring wraiths come. But I don't really think it's necessarily like the movies where Frodo puts on the ring and the wraiths are immediately like, oh, let's about face and go right to Frodo. But it does say these eyes are searching for him. Is this the eye of Sauron? Is this like the ring wraith's eye? Is this just general, there's an eye looking out for him? But it's interesting because he's invisible, but he's horribly and uniquely visible. And that he knows somewhere this eye is searching for him. So the eye is searching for him, but he's not invisible. But again, he is invisible, but he feels visible. I don't know. And it's really curious too, because Galadriel told Frodo to not put the ring on again, that the power would destroy him. But here Sam is putting on the ring and it's not destroying him. I don't know if that's because Galadriel is maybe being hyperbolic and bluffing a little bit just to warn him to not put the ring on, or maybe Sam is just much stronger than Frodo this moment, or maybe more resolved, or is this just a moment when Sam is just so powerful that he can wield the ring no problem because of his situation? The ring should have drastically negative effects on him, but it doesn't seem to have negative effects on him. He seems to pop it on and feel more exposed, even though he's invisible, and that's kind of about it. And his hearing is enhanced, his sight diminishes, and it's just a question that I had for the entire series, but what does the ring actually do? It seems like it has a mind of its own, and that it's trying to get back to Sauron, but what psychologically is this doing to Frodo? I don't really think I know, and I think Tolkien kind of leaves it up to us readers to decide what the effects of the ring are. Yes, invisibility, but there have to be other things as well. I'm really, really curious about this, and especially when I go through The Hobbit and I figure out what the ring is doing to Bilbo. I think it just makes him invisible, but I know there's an obvious difference because Sauron is really back. Is the ring essentially like a Horcrux, just tethering Sauron to life while it exists? There has to be some dark thing that this ring is also doing, other than just making you invisible. Like, it's destroying you from the inside out, but it seems like it takes a long, long time to destroy a person. I don't know. I have so many questions about this, and I have so many more that are popping up in my head, but I just wanted to share this moment and say how cool it is. I think that Sam is actually able to put this ring on, and it doesn't destroy him. He wears this ring, and he comes out on the other side okay. It is a remarkable feat, and one that I was absolutely shocked when I first read it. But again, all this video it's like one of those videos where I'm confused. I just am looking for some answers in the comments, unless it gets revealed later and I just need to wait. If that happens, just write RIFO. And I really want to know what the actual effects of the ring are. And if this is up for debate or if this is like unanimous that everyone knows what it does. It seems, again, my understanding is that it just psychologically tortures you. And it slowly destroys you from the inside out. And the only person who can really wield it is Sauron, because Sauron is his maker. But I have lots of confusion about what it actually psychologically does to you. But let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the video if you made it this far. Like the video as well. And as always, remember to look toward Numenor that was, and beyond to Elvenhome that is, and to that which is beyond Elvenhome and will ever be. I'll see you in the next one.